I think everybody has, or I hope anyway, that everyone has those moments of, what the hell am I doing? What do you think?
To grow, you have to have the moment. You have to acknowledge the moment to start, but then you have to lean into the moment, and that's tough. It's a lot of work. A lot of work. Like, people go through their whole lives doing things and they're not quite sure why they're doing them, be it generationally people were in it, or they're picking up what they know and doing the best they can, and they're not aware of this whole other mindset piece, which is why it was so important for me to cover the non-real estate metrics first, because I was that person. I had the broken foundation. You could stack every system in the world on it. You're only as good as your foundation.
Yeah.
So I want to start with the foundational stuff. And once your mindset is right, it really does change everything.
That's a great point. What does it take to get your mindset right?
I think that's a very personal thing. I can share what it was for me. So it was like every day I had a backpack, and I would pick up a rock every day and put it in my backpack. You feel it getting heavier, but you're also getting stronger. You can go a little further, you can climb a little higher, but every day you're adding another pound and another pound and another pound. And it just got to a point for me where enough things had happened in a sequence that I realized, well, how about I just don't pick up the backpack today? How about I just go in and I lean into the things that I'm learning, and I don't take this 1,000-pound bag, strap it on my back, because for me, again, I want to be careful. For everybody, it's different. But for me, it became a badge of honor. It was, I can pick this backpack up, I can add another rock, and I will keep going. And it just becomes your identity. Like it was my identity. I was the guy that was going to get the assignments done, was going to make the investments work, I was going to get through it. And that served me well, because again, that's where my value came from. But once I realized, you have to pick the backpack up, idiot, and put it on your back every day, just stop picking it up. Literal weight lifted off your shoulders that you hear about, it was like, oh, I don't have to be that person just because I've been that person. Yeah. Just because I was told I was that person, just because other people perceived me as that person. I didn't have to be that person anymore. And when that weight comes off, man, your career skyrockets, your home life skyrockets.
Did you have an aha moment for the backpack aha moment?
I wouldn't say it was a specific moment, but it was once you get to that point of peeling back the layers and unpacking, some things from my childhood that no kid should endure. You make that part of your identity, but when you learn, every event, even that event, is neutral. It truly is neutral. And you can apply to it anything that you want in meaning. And the meaning I applied up until, all of this work I had done on myself was, I will never be in a position where I'm not in control again. I will never, ever, ever allow myself to be at anyone's will. It just wasn't going to happen. And it manifested powerlifting. Like, I was a giant. It was my entire persona.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize the connections. As real as they were, I didn't connect the dots. As good as I am in connecting the dots on the real estate side, those were specks, if anything. It's just, this is who I was and this is who I was going to be. And, I liked it. It was that badge of honor. It was like, all right, you want to strap more on my back? Go ahead. I got broad shoulders. Let's go.
Yeah.
Then you see again the team, home, those impacts, and you go, oh no, this is the opposite of who I really am. It's literally the opposite. And you get to a point where you've done enough work and you've read enough books and you've listened to enough podcasts and inspirational stuff to go, I don't need to pick this up anymore. And it's not overnight. It's a long process, but it feels like it's a light switch where you go, oh, I'm not all the things I've been told. I'm not all the things I've put on myself. I'm me, and I can be me.
Yeah.
And it's amazing stuff, man.
We've touched base on why and vision. It would appear to me that the why comes first and the vision comes out of that.
Yep.
How would you describe your why, not your, but your why to somebody else?
I would describe it as a feeling of doing better. For myself personally, and I'm big into sports and inspirational stuff, and Michael Jordan has talked about this, Kobe has talked about this. If I could just be a little bit better tomorrow than I was today, okay, but why? Right? And for me, it's because I'm such an empath and something I ignored forever. Like emotion outwardly did not exist in my life at all, unless it was an aggressive emotion. I feel things, and I can't watch certain commercials or movies, right?
You get tears.
Like brutal.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you feel these things? But as you pick up in it in society, it's like we can do better. And that's my why. Like, we have to do better. We have to do better. We have to lift people up. It's not enough to talk about it and say the right things and write the check, during the season of giving or whatever it is. There's more that I know I'm capable of. And again, for me personally, faith has had a big part in it. I've leaned heavily into my faith over the last several years. And I know I can do better. I know that these gifts are not mine. And like, my greatest fear is dying and going to heaven and being like, oh man, I kicked this thing's ass, huh? I did good. And, I took these gifts and I did this and I did that. And it's like, those weren't your gifts. I gave you those gifts. And what did you do with them? And that, for me, so that's my why. It's a compulsion at this point to want to lift people up and show them a different way. My way is not the right way. It was the right way for me.
So if we think about that for a second, again, it's the very deep why. And one would hope that everyone would be able to realize what their why is. Mm-hmm. So then out of that why, hopefully, comes your own vision, your vision quest, right? And it doesn't matter how much money you make. Nope. It's what you do with the gifts that you have to ultimately become a better person, and become a better professional, become a better family member. I mean, these are all super powerful things that are the foundation to what ultimately, because we're talking about business and real estate, to ultimately become a terrific business person.